just went to see my doctor last month, and the doctor had some bad news for me. The doctor had taken my blood pressure on the way in for my physical. I usually have a physical once a year. I did skip a year. What they're telling me is I may be at high risk for high blood pressure. They told me I had pre-hypertension blood pressure. That means I'm at risk for a high blood pressure candidate. I don't want to get high blood pressure. I try to control that as much as I can. I try to work out several times a week, a couple times a week. I haven't been to it lately because I had a lot of home projects going on around the house and stuff like that. Family issues and stuff we've been taking care of around here, around our household. It happens for everyone out there where you can't dedicate yourself to taking care of your body normally on an everyday basis, and you let some things go. And I'm here to tell you I'm going to try to make an attempt myself, and I hope that you guys can do the same thing by making these changes if you're at risk for high blood pressure. Now, if you look at the blood pressure chart, I'll put it up on the screen somewhere around here. Currently, I've been measuring my blood pressure, and I'm in the pre-hypertension area on that chart. And I want to try to lower it to the normal portion of that chart, the green area. I'm right now in the yellow area, and I don't want to get, but sometimes I measure it, I don't want to get in that orange area where I do have that high blood pressure, because then that's when you're going to have to start taking medication. You're going to have to take one of those pills every day. Add those to your list of pills as you get older. Currently I'm 50 years old. I'm on several different pills right now. I don't want to add that other pill. My doctor said that, you know, she's only giving me a physical once a year, and that's the only time she has a record of my blood pressure. Well, why don't I get a blood pressure monitor kit from the store, Amazon? I've got a couple links below that, you know, good ones that I see that are matched the quality of the one that I actually purchased. I purchased this CVS Pharmacy one from my local CVS. And I'm going to show you how that works here shortly. It's got the vacuum tube, the pump coming out of here, out of the side, goes into the arm band. This goes on around the upper arm. Simple instructions. This is simple to use, and I recommend it. All of them are about the same. This you can do like husband and your spouse. It's got user A and B if you both want to keep track of that. And that's what we've been doing lately, because we're both kind of actually we both are light smokers, so we're gonna, you know, probably try to quit here soon if we can't get control over this. Of course we should quit anyways, no matter what we determine. But this is the chart that you've seen on screen, and this is how your measurements are taken. And we're going to do a couple here shortly. You got your top, it's called systolic pressure, and the bottom is diastolic pressure. And then this machine here will also give you a pulse rate. I record that as well. The doctor's really probably just going to look at these two numbers, your upper and lower. So stay tuned, we'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at ways that we can lower our blood pressure rate. And you know, you can do that with diet, exercise, and stuff like that, but we'll get into the details as we research it. Now, I got into recording my blood pressure with my blood pressure monitoring machine last month after my doctor's appointment. I didn't go in there for any special needs. It was just a yearly physical. And this is kind of how I keep track of it. I put the date down, the upper lower pressures I got, and the pulse rate, and at what time of day I mark that I took those readings. I recommend you do the same thing if you find out from your doctor that you might be suffering from prehypertension or high blood pressure, and get a daily recording if you can, multiple times a day, and those are the readings you will need, which are the same here. And sometimes you can find out what type of day or what time of day that your blood pressure is up or down. If you look at this right here, my blood pressure was lower in the evening on this day. So I'm going to take this into my doctor here when I go back next month, and we'll take a look and see if I actually have to take that high blood pressure pill. Hopefully not. Okay, how does this blood pressure monitor machine work? You've got your armband like I showed you. We're going to wrap this around our upper arm, and you've got user A and B. You got start and stop. You can set your time and date right here. That's what I suggest you do first, because it does have a memory and it will keep track of date and times that you've taken your pressure. And see here, it's got user A it's set on now. If I press up here, it'll show memory for user B. If I just press this memory button, it'll go back for user B. It'll tell you the date and time that pressure reading was done for user B. Now these are kind of mixed up because me and my wife have been using this, and we haven't been using the user A and B because we've been recording it on paper. But I'm going to start using this so I can keep track of my own, and hopefully she won't interfere and forget to switch the user. But we've been using, I think, user A for both of ours. This is your upper systolic and diastolic lower blood pressure. Okay, you'll want to take this wrap here. This is your armband with the vacuum tube goes right through to the armband from this machine that pumps the air through and inflates this. And you'll want to try to wrap this around with one hand. You're going to have to hold it tight with your fingers here and your thumb, and then pull this around with your fingers and get that Velcro on there to adhere. Once you do that, then you'll go to your machine. Just rest your arm, go to your machine, and press the start button. It's going to tell you the current time and date there, and then press one more time. It's pumping the armband up, as you can see. Not sure if you can notice how it pumped up. I can feel the pressure, of course. Now it's measuring my pulse, my lower reading, and then the upper reading. It's kind of high. I can tell by the upper reading. If you look at your chart, I'll put the chart back on the screen, but 162/96, that is high blood pressure. And it might be how I have my arm here and I'm holding this up. I'm not totally relaxed. So we're going to take it one more time. I'm going to readjust this, reattach it with the Velcro, and I'm going to press the start and stop button. I am totally relaxed now, relaxing this arm. Okay, we're going to start right now. I can feel the pressure on my armband. It's doing its measuring now. It's measuring the pulse as well. And that's a little better. Sometimes I do suggest being very relaxed on this. If you get an ultra high reading or ultra low reading, readjust the armband, rest your arm on a table or something and take it again. Now we're at 147/91, which is still, that's, I'll show you the chart again, but it's pre-hypertension. So I don't know, maybe I'm worked up about making this video or something like that. I might be stressed out trying to get this all together for you, but this is one of my highest readings so far. I hope I don't have to go to the doctor sooner than later. So I hope you enjoy this video. We're going to get into also, before you leave, how to prevent some of these things like pre-hypertension and high blood pressure. So stay tuned. Now, if you get a reading of over 140, 140 over 90, I should say, what you just saw back there on myself, that's not good. That is high blood pressure. So if you get over that mark, you've got high blood pressure. There's only one other thing you can do at this point, and that's go to preventions, which I'm going to show you now. I'm going to go on this website here, and we're going to go to controlling blood pressure. And there's, looks like 3 main things that you need to be aware of if you get a blood pressure reading like that, especially if it's continuous. Your diet, you have to start eating healthy, lower the salt volume and sodium you take in, eat more fruits and vegetables will help. Be active, take 10-minute brisk walks 3 times a day, at least 5 times a week. And of course, do not smoke, which I am a light smoker. I'm ashamed of it, and I know I shouldn't be doing that. So those are 3 lifestyle changes that I need to be aware of and I need to act on quickly. And I hope you do too. After doing some studying, I found out that nearly 1 in 3 American adults have pre-hypertension blood pressure. And that's currently where I'm at, although the last reading said I already had high blood pressure. I'm going to put me in that 1 in 3. Hopefully I can get control over it like we discussed. And it also tells us, if you research this, about 75 million American adults have high blood pressure. So that's a lot of people out there. You're not alone if you are tuned into this video, you're concerned. So if we can all change our diets, our habits, start exercising more, we can get control over it, and we won't have to be a statistic where we wind up dead. So let's all get control over this, and thank you for tuning in and watching my video here today. I hope it helps somebody. I hope you can get one of those blood pressure monitors if you are at risk. They cost, I'm going to put a couple links below, but they cost anywhere from $25 to $60. I think the one I purchased that you saw in this video, at the time, I think I bought it about 2 years ago, and it was $59 or something like that from CVS. But you can always find them lower. And now 2 years later, I just searched on Amazon, and they've got some with LCD color screens and stuff like that that are way cheaper than that. They're more like about $40 or less. So I advise you to get one of those if you're anywhere at risk, if you go into the doctor. If you haven't had a physical, I advise you to have a physical once a year. Most medical plans will cover 1 physical a year, so don't miss that. That's usually paid for. You're paying for that, and if you skip that, don't be afraid of it. That's how you can keep monitor of your body and what's happening to you before it gets too late. So stay on top of those physicals. I've known people that haven't had a physical in like 4 or 5 years. They brag about they have never gone to the doctor, that they never get sick, but you need to monitor your blood, have those blood tests taken once a year, and your blood pressure. So thanks again for stopping in, and I'll see you on the next video. Please like and subscribe.
You better be there when I shake. Watch me rocking if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby.